Jonah Ballow here for KnicksNow.com. It's time for our scouting report here at MSG Training Center as the Knicks prepare to head to Atlanta for a matchup against the 4-3 Hawks. Atlanta a little bit different this year, a new head coach that comes from San Antonio. Do you see this Atlanta team showing a little bit of the trends and sort of the look of a San Antonio squad that Greg Popovich employs?
You're such an astute young man.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
It's funny you should mention that because I would say most of their sets are a carbon copy. The calls are the same, and I don't blame Coach for doing that. He should do that. They've had a lot of success and won a lot of championships. So they're running the same stuff, which makes it a little bit easier for us getting ready for it in our preparation. Same calls for the most part. A couple tweaks here and there that I'm sure Bud's tried to throw in there. But we want to see a steady diet of your high pick and roll, which you see with a lot of teams. But they run a lot of their strong action coming off a double for Corver, and weak for San Antonio was a pick the picker. They run it more as a going through into a swing action. So we'll see a lot of that stuff.
Really major changes for that Atlanta team, considering the fact that Josh Smith is out now, Paul Millsap, Elton Brand comes off the bench, so their bigs are a little bit different than we've seen in the past. What about Al Horford? Does it really start with him as far as the front line?
Well, as you probably remember, Coach was in Atlanta and I was with them, so we had Al for a few years, and he really looks like he's trying to be more of a scorer. We had a lot of firepower back then, and they're pretty good now too, but I think they're really looking for him a little bit more, and he's trying to take a lot of that responsibility. He's shooting the ball well from the top. He's a good left shoulder turn on the post. You're going to see that right hand jump hook somewhere coming across from the left block. So we have to be ready for that, and we got to close out to him. Can't just let him. A lot of bigs they let the five men take that shot. We're going to have to get all the way out on him and make him put the ball down.
Have you seen this team increase their pace of play with the new coaching staff? They're seventh, I believe, in points per game and also first in assists.
Well, I know they've pushed it the last few years. Also, I think they're averaging 102 points right now, and they are trying to push it. They didn't have a lot of fast break points the other night in their last game, but I'm sure against us, they're going to try to run as much as they can. So one of our first things is going to have to be our defensive keys is to get back and match in transition, which we haven't done a great job to date. So it's something that we've been working on even today in practice.
Some great keys to the game offensively. What do you look to accomplish? Coach talked about just making sure everybody's in the right position. Obviously, ball movement's a key to this game, but how can you, from an X's and O's standpoint, maybe get this offense generating some points like we saw last year?
Well, it's kind of ironic that the two games that we won this year, we had great ball movement. The ones that we lost, we didn't. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that out, that, we have to have more of that. So, we want more ball movement. We want the ball to go from one side to the other. History tells us and stats back us up that when the ball gets swung from one side to the other, that your success rate goes up. So if that's the case, we should get it going back and forth like a ping pong ball. But it's something we're going to work on, and we have to do it tomorrow.
Finally, as a coaching staff, we're only 6 games into the season. How do you make sure the players don't play tense and feel the pressure? Obviously, this is a team that resides in New York City with a lot of media scrutiny and pressure. So how do you make sure these guys play their game and free with everything that's going on around them?
It's a good question. You just have to go out and, it's what Woody talks about all the time is, we play the next game, we play the next play, we try to back it off as much as we possibly can. We and Woody does not put any pressure on them, especially offensively. A lot of coaches, hop on guys about shooting the ball. They're fortunate that Coach Woodson, he's not screaming at them all the time. They have free reign to do that, so they shouldn't be uptight. But sometimes that does play in, and we have to do maybe a better job of getting them to relax.
Great stuff. Best of luck against the Atlanta Hawks, a doubleheader, a back-to-back against Houston, too. Tough matchup, but we always appreciate your time and insight. Thank you so much.
All right, great to be here.